Ruby is the female Redbird that first debuted in Angry Birds Seasons in 2011. She has been used on merchandise in the past and has fallen under obscurity in like the last 10 years, barely if ever getting recognized by Rovio. That is until recently when a fan named KrimaDraws made a Ruby redesign that Rovio loved so much it's now canon. Today I'm going to go over the history of the character and then discuss my thoughts on the recent redesign. So let's get started. As previously mentioned, she debuted on Angry Birds Seasons on the Hugs and Kisses update on February 7th, 2011. At this point she was only known as Girlbird. Fans would be the ones to give her the name Ruby. She is not a playable character in the game and instead appears on the app icon and in the final end photo for the episode. Her bow would also be blue as opposed to the iconic yellow on the free version of the app icon though. In my opinion, I never really saw Ruby as a canon character even when I was like 8 years old loving this franchise. It just seemed her and the female Matilda just seemed a bit just like weird to me in the sense of they were only really seen on a couple marketing photos in 2011 and so much, and that's really it. They were never in any games, tunes, animation, nothing. They just seemed so that's just my thoughts on the character. Anyway, her next appearance in a game would be on March 14th, 2012, where she would appear as a selectable body for the Birdomatic in Angry Birds Friends Facebook version only. This feature would later be removed from the game in 2019 anyway. And that's it for her appearances in games, for now at least. But she has also had a few media appearances as well, so we can take a look at those before discussing the recent changes to the character, of course. She appeared in a series of books aimed at little babies, teaching them how to sing their ABCs, helping kids determine where things are on the page, and even a book about her befriending a caterpillar that turns into a butterfly. Even for baby books, these are the most basic shit ever. Each only having like 5 pages each with very little text on each page, like very little. Here's a picture of one of the pages. She also appeared in another 5-page baby book, though not as the star, instead in the book titled Red's New Friend, where Red is in search of a friend before meeting Ruby. Bro got fucking friend-zoned. Even though this is a book aimed at 2-year-olds who don't know any Angry Birds lore, I must say this is very out of character for the character of classic Red. He wouldn't go out searching for a new friend for no reason. All he does all day, every day, is guard the eggs and finds it very difficult, or even impossible, to relax if they're not with him. So that's very out of character. Boy, I sure hope the author of the baby book got fired for that blunder. Anyway, small tangent aside, Ruby also appeared on March 2, one of the most notable being her plush. It was released by Commonwealth under the Hugs and Kisses plush line in 2012, along with female Matilda, Bo Pig, and Cupid Pig. She was even on the tag for the set, with it just being a reuse of the Hugs and Kisses icon. When this set was re-released in 2013, Cupid Pig was replaced with Stella, and the tag was changed to this. She was also featured in the Let's Be Lovebirds bundle, which was a reference to his Facebook greeting card, and the bundle also featured an exclusive red plush with a bow tie, which is kinda cool, I guess. Ruby would also get a lot of cards in the Angry Birds trading card set, released in 2012, and I have quite a few of the cards with her on too. Okay, I really think it's still the relevant Ruby information up until this point. I don't think there's any more official stuff to talk about before 2024 at least. She was just a really irrelevant character, and no one, not even Rovio, cared about her. She did nothing. She was probably not even canon to the franchise, of who the fuck really cares about her. She wasn't even given a proper name, and was only referred to as Girlbird, as fans were the ones to give her Ruby. Rovio even continued to call her Girlbird, even after Matilda was revealed to be female, as seen in the trading cards, as we have Matilda be called Matilda, and Ruby be called Girlbird, of course. But then after Stella was introduced to the Angry Birds franchise in the Angry Birds Seasons update Back to School, released on August 16, 2012, Ruby was phased out as the girl one and Stella took that role instead. And later on, many other Girlbirds would get added. We already had Stella and Matilda, of course, but now we have Poppy, Willow, Dahlia, Gale, Silver, Melody, and a lot more from the movies, and probably even more that I've forgotten to mention. So having a character known as Girlbird, who is just the main character with a bow and makeup, seemed very obviously and unneeded. She didn't even have a personality. So, on the 28th of November, 2023, Angry Birds fan known as KrimaDraws made his very own redesign of Ruby. And she looks so much better than the OG in my opinion at least. She actually looks like her own unique character, and he's drawn her in many different situations and different art styles to give her more character as well. In his artwork, he's given Ruby more character than Rovio ever did. So Rovio probably just saw this and thought, might as well just make it canon, because on March 6, 2024, Angry Birds released a TikTok that has this guy that looks like and is called Red, but isn't actually Red, show some Angry Birds fan art, and it shows one of Krima's drawings with Ruby. Red makes a reference to it in this clip.
This one is from KrimaDraws. Oh, tunes. One of my favorite depictions of the flock and I. Look how nice we look, especially Terrence hiding spookily in the background, and those horrid pigs. Wait, who's in the front there? Is that Ruby?
Then on the 26th of April and the 8th of May respectively, they would tweet out some art of Krima that also featured Ruby. However, these would have the hashtag #FlockArtCanon on them, hinting that this redesign was canon. Then, on 22nd of May 2024, Ruby was actually put into Modern Friends. She was not playable or even seen in any levels or the menus or anything. Instead, Postman Pig gives you a letter that reads as follows. Hi, I am Ruby, your helpful helper bird. Stuck on snags in the game? Just ask. I'm here to untangle any knots from basics to tricky mechanics. Let's soar through this adventure together and pop some of the annoying pigs. Squawk! Then, if you click Go Now, it will take you to a Facebook post that says a little more information. It also says that she will not be playable in the near future, which I think's lame. Just have her be a red reskin in some tournaments at least. Come on, why not? You got nothing to lose. Well, what do I think of the Ruby redesign being canon Angry Birds? Well, I was a bit wary at first because I wasn't sure if Rovio had properly compensated Krima or not. The other kind of company that would just lock a fan under an NDA and take their design and say, bye-bye, you can't use this anymore. But no, it does seem like they did properly compensate him, which is good, I guess, you know, rare modern Rovio W. Though I am a bit disappointed in how her return was handled. It kind of seemed like they lazily just put her into Friends to try and drum up as much hype as they possibly could in the most least effort way they could. It was a bit disappointing, really. Like I said, they could just have her as a reskin of Red in some tournaments, and that would have been way better than having her as this helper, but I don't even know what that even means, like what? Maybe she will appear in Friends or even Angry Birds 2 or some other Angry Birds game in a substantial role. Only time will tell. Subscribe and like the video, goodbye.